Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday. This is our bi-weekly Wednesday broadcast of Conscious Conversations, putting first things first on a daily basis. My name is Angela Harmon. I'm your happiness facilitator with Happy Academy and much more than that, author of Birds of a Feather. And you hear some birds in the back. I'm here with my prayer partner, my sister, my confidant, Ellen Swasso. I'll let her introduce herself and open us with spiritual mind treatment as we get ready to talk about putting first things first and today's topic, July 26th. Hi, sis.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conscious Conversations. Grateful, happy to be here, connecting again with you guys. And I am with Conscious Living and a holistic entrepreneur. As a holistic entrepreneur, we help entrepreneurs grow and create and develop their holistic business. So find us on Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff. So let's allow ourselves to just go within. Just go within and be still. And let the stresses of the morning, so the to-do list of the morning, just kind of slide away. And just be present in this moment, knowing that that's all there is, this moment. Whatever needs to be done later on will be done. Whatever gets done today will get done. And so just be present. And breathing in deeply allows us to be present as we become aware of the oxygen that goes in and out. So on your own pace, go for a few deep breaths. And as we anchor ourselves in the present moment, I know that there's only one power, one mind that I call God, that I call divine love, I call universe, that I call energy. Whatever you call it, does not matter because it's nameless. Yet that power is in each one of us. That mind is in each one of us, animating this physical beingness of us, speaking to us every moment, aligning, doing its best to align itself with us. And as we open ourselves to be still and allow that divine love to pour into us, to fill us with love, with health, with wisdom, divine guided insights to live our life the best way that we can, as we allow ourselves to be guided. As I know that this divine power within me knows what's best for me. He knows me better than I do. And as I trust in his guidance, I am saying, yes. Yes, every moment. Yes, every second. As I consciously sit and become aware of this power that orchestrates and make all things new. That orchestrates our lives in a way that a lot of times you and me cannot do. I'm just so grateful to be able to recognize this true and to speak this true about each one of us. As we anchor in this conscious conversation as we open our hearts and allow divine wisdom to speak through each one of us, through my divine sister Angela and through myself. I give thanks for this and so much more. And I know that all is good and perfect, regardless of appearances. I know that God is orchestrating your life, my life, our lives, our family's life, our children's life, our grandchildren's life, our immediate families, the world, whatever is happening. It is in perfect order, regardless of appearances. I must remind myself of this truth often. And so I release it into the law, knowing that all that I have said, all that I have spoken is the truth of each one of us. And I let it be. And so it is, and now it is, Ashe, Amen.
Amen. And now it is. And namaste, that's at the end of Birds of a Feather. My sister went deep today. So those of you that didn't understand that just what happened, that was the practitioner in her that came out. And we are practitioners, and I'm an ordained minister of the science of mind. And so a lot of that language that you heard comes from there. But conscious conversations language is coming from the 7 habits. Putting first things first is a 3rd habit. Habit 1 is being proactive. To me, that's the recognition of the power that my sister was praying about. If we don't know that there's a power bigger, then we get caught up in our reactionary mode by what's happening in the world. I was just telling her at the beginning of the call, my air conditioning went out and it's 96 degrees in Atlanta. So I know that there's a power for good, and when we pause and talk to that or not react, then we begin with the end in mind. The end in mind is that it gets done taken easily, and that's what that prayer was about, that we do that with that our whole lives. We begin with the end in mind, whether something's looking all faulty or it's going to cost money or it's not enough. There's never not enough. There's no lack in the universe. And then we put things first, which is today's July 26th. The topic says, and that's the action part of habit 1 and 2. Would a written statement of my life's purpose be valuable to me? And would it affect the way I spend my time and energy? So, would a written statement of my life purpose be valuable to me? I say yes. Anybody who gets an email from me, my mission statement is carpe diem. We used to be a whole paragraph of something, and now it's 1, 2 words, seize the day. And sometimes it's just seize the moment, because all we have is now. If we can live in the moment, then whatever your mantra is will remind you of that. I have another one that says, when the end is held firmly enough in consciousness, the means to bring it about has already been set in motion. And then would it affect the way I spend my time and energy? It does. So I didn't get upset about that, as much as I wanted to, of all the timing and this and that, and we can rant and rave about it, but why would I spend my energy around a negative rather than a positive? So the positive for me is that I do have a home warranty, and there is just a deductible, and they'll come out here and fix it. If I didn't have that in place, it would probably be a whole lot more. So when we begin with the end in mind, one of my ends in mind kind of carried over to my condo from my family life is that I had a nightmare one night, and I had just bought a home, and I thought every appliance in the house would stop. It's like, oh my God, what if that really happened? Little did I know that there is a home warranty out there that covers everything in your house: refrigerator, air conditioning, everything, microwaves, everything. And I think it's the same thing as insurance on your life and on your body. You know, if you have insurance on you go to the doctor and you get taken care of. If you don't have insurance, you Google it and see what you can do better. It's better to have both. I'm not saying that Google doesn't work, but if you have something in place so you can keep your health care up and you can keep your home care up, we can keep the world care up. So that's how I see that. What do you see, sis?
Mm. For me, I feel that as we go through life, in every chapter of our lives, we had different purposes. You know, as we growing up, we are going to school, going to college, if that's what we want to do. We choose a career. And then if we get married, we have children, and now it's the family, the children, the well-being, and all that has to do with that. So I think that we are always on purpose. And when I read that, what came to me is, are we aware that we have that purpose? And what are we leaning on having that purpose, but what is our foundation in all the ideas that we have about our lives or what we're here to do, right? Because purpose is about what are we desiring to be or to do or to have. You know, that's what it's about. And so for me this day, as I look at my life, I can see how my purpose has changed. But it has one thing that I always notice is that it has always been about supporting others by facilitating wisdom to help them live life better. You know, it has always been, I can look from the time that I was a little girl all the way until now, and it has evolved as I have evolved myself. And so that's what it's about. But I think that kind of that, like you said, with the end of mind, it is about being flexible, because some days something might happen out of your ordinary that you were not expecting, like your air conditioning went off today, okay? Or you're not feeling well, so you have to go to the doctor or do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself. So I think it's about being flexible and allowing, and that's why I say, knowing that God orchestrates everything. It's okay for us to have a purpose and to have an idea of what we want to, how we want to be in the world, what we want to do, and what we want to have. But at the end of the day, know that divine God, divine love is the center of our life, and He leads us, and allowing ourselves to be flexible to walk whichever way that is leading us. Like today, you had to be flexible, and yes, it's hot, but you're staying knowing that it's going to be fixed. You know, you have the insurance, like you said, so it's about having things in place as well. So, so I think that being in this journey is about consciously walking the journey and doing what needs to do in order for you to live life well, to live life happy, and at the same time to feel that you are providing value to others. You know, because as you give value to others, you're also receiving to yourself as well. I always say, as a facilitator, I learned a lot when I am facilitating. I'm there to facilitate, supposedly, but at the same time,
That's what facilitation is, because if we're there to teach, that's one thing. Facilitation is that's why I call a facilitator, because it's that both of us, we're there to learn together. Yeah,
so
that's the term for facilitation. We're not the teachers. we're the now I have a teaching mode, and I have an instructor's mode, and I have a counseling mode. But when you were talking, sis, not to overcut you, but it really starts with us first. Those first three habits are you, the individual. If we're not independent, we really can't help others. Matter of fact, we're enabling ourselves or enabling others. So I wanted to speak up on that. We have to be independently strong in our own consciousness. So if the word God bothers people, throw it out. I want you to use the word natural laws, fundamental truths, because that's why I like the 7 habits. People had a hard time with the word religion and God and all those things growing up because people used it against them. When you use natural laws, you get to use it against yourself or for yourself. If you use the elevator to go down to the 6th floor instead of the balcony, that's natural law. That works for me because I heard the term God. I started traveling all over the world, and God and Yahweh and Allah and Jehovah and all of that meant different things to different people. But it's very individual and very unique to how you use it. There's no one way. It's as unique as a grain of sand, as rain, as a snowflake. So as much as we talk about what we talk about, we can impart nothing on you that you don't already have. All we're doing is activating something that might have been dormant or kicked out of you when you were little because somebody told you you were not worthy or you're not enough or you can never amount to anything. You're just like your dad. You're just like your mom. None of that is true. The only thing is true is what you say to be true. So just like that nightmare I had, that what if everything blew up? There was a solution immediately. There's something in place. That's the universe. The universe is in place. Everything happens at the right time. This air condition going out today, it could have went out when I was sick. And that would have been two double messed up things happening. All it does is tell me that we are to be prepared every single day for something. Every single day. We don't know everything is uncertain. Be attached to nothing and know that each moment unfolds as you decide. And if it's going to be messed up, we decided it. If it's going to be stupendous, we decided that as well.
Yeah, I think all that you say is good. But what's coming to me is it's good to have a purpose, but yet relied on natural laws to know that it got your back,
That's
regardless
what
of.
I just said, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that's the only thing that is, because until we get to knowing that, and that's a very individual journey. You can see that between me and my sister, our journeys have brought us together, but our backgrounds are very different. She comes from another country. She speaks Spanish. She's bicultural. I've lived all my life in the United States, but I've lived all over the United States and all over the world. So all of us have eclecticness experiences, and you draw from your experience. You can see where you messed up and you can see where things went well. Everybody can do that from a child up. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about putting the best foot forward instead of, kind of being upset, because I could be upset about this. That's easy to be upset. It's hot here. But I'd rather not be upset, because what I do is draw more of the upsetness. And I'd rather be happy. And I'm so glad we're doing this today so I can be happy with my sister and stay elevated.
And that's the idea. The idea is to stay elevated regardless of what's going on in your life. And so it's always good to have a mantra or a quote that reminds you, or that grounds you, to remind you who you really are and what you are about. I think that's what they're talking about.
Awesome. So we encourage everybody to take a moment today, right? If you don't already have a mantra, write it down. It can start out like a paragraph because your family means the most to you, your health, your well-being. But our security really comes from knowing that the universe does have our back. Like my sister says, we might not know what's going on that day, but know that if we go by the order of our steps, you can hear it when you pause. The recognition is in the pause. Just pause, wait, be silent. It's like, wait, don't react. And it's like, oh, this will happen nicely and easily. And all things start to fall into place. So that's how we see it. So thank you for joining us.
Breathe.
Yeah,
Thank
think
you
cool
so
thoughts, right? So thank you for joining us. We'll see you in 2 weeks. We're actually going to be in a conference in Chapala, Mexico next week, and we look forward to being together. I'm so excited. I will still be doing H2O Mondays. Join us for that. And remember to buy birds of a feather, and let us support you with knowing that beginning with the end in mind. If you forget, we're here to help you, remind you, with Happy Academy and Conscious Living. So thank you.
Take care.
See you in 2 weeks.